Here's the bike, 2012 Giamt TCR. It's a full carbon frame, full carbon fork as well. Bottom bracket is oversized BB30, press fit. All cables and housing are internal, from brakes to derailleur, all four, from front to back. Integrated speedometer. Of course, you have to get the computer on your own. Aero seat, so it's not the standard cylinder seat post. And as you might already see, it's full Ultegra. The crank's Ultegra. The front derailleur is Ultegra. Back derailleur as well. Brakes. And the shifters. Very clean, no scrapes. If any, it's very minimal, very small. As you can see at that one, it even looks like it'd be buffed out. It's not an actual scrape or a chip. Okay, so we start by the crank. Again, they're very minimal scratch right here, very small. It's not a scrape where it hit the cement, you know, at a heavy turn or anything like that. Same thing with the non-drive side. No scrapes, nothing like that. These pedals, of course, are not included in the auction. I don't think you would want these. I just put them on there so I could spin through the gear for you. The wheels are not the stock wheels. They are Vision carbon wheels. I bought these new for $7.50, and I'm throwing these in versus the stock wheels, which are just aluminum wheels. These are carbon wheels. They're very good wheels, although I didn't get much use out of them. As you can see, they're fairly clean, just like new. They spin straight. They spin free. Nothing in the hub that's, you know, adding resistance or anything like that. Hub's clean. And start off by this side. Also, the skewers is an upgrade as well. These are DT Swiss titanium skewers. The pretty cool thing about these is you can position where you leave the lever without loosening it. So you can actually leave it, you know, tucked in where it should be, versus sometimes where you end up right around this area. You want the skewer to be inside this triangle or even at the bottom, so it stays tight. You just pull and you get to position the lever wherever you want without adding any tension to the skewer. So they're nice skewers. They cost me $80. They work perfectly just fine. I'm throwing them in as well. It's an upgrade to the bike. Again, here's the crank. Clean. Again, the bike is very clean. Got very little use. Back over here. Here's the bottom bracket shell. Really large shell. Internal bearings, of course, BB30 Preston. The crank as well, BB30. We go to the front end of the bike. Here's all the cables routed inside. All cables, front and back, are internal. Here's the caliper. Clean, no scratches. Again, the bike is in great condition. It got very little use. Matching skewer, titanium skewer. And the carbon Vision wheel. Very clean, just like new. Same thing on this side, and it spins true. Any sort of motion that you're seeing is just from the tire, either how it was glued or it's low in air. And as I always recommend, you have to re-glue these on your own, as I won't be responsible for any sort of rollover or anything like that. So I would recommend re-gluing them on your own. Don't trust anyone's glue job, anything like that. Here it is. More detail to the frame. Here's the fork, very clean. Backside. We're gonna go in. That's the frame. Here's the seat post. Giant, and it's a medium, if you can see that. Okay. Now, to show you where the little chips are in the frame and the paint, there is one on the fork right where my finger is, right here. It's very, very small. You can hardly see it. It's a little chip. There's one. And then here. This underside area right around here, these are scratches onto the clear coat. They're just scratches again. This happened when the bike was leaned against an edge of a brick building. Right here. Now this one here is, again, all this is part of the same ideal right here, all this area. It happened, again, when the bike was leaned at the corner, at the very edge of a brick building. Fortunately, the person who leaned it was smart enough to do that, and it caused this chip here. This is not a crack, it's a chip. These are just scratches. Even if you try and clean these out a little bit better, they look like they wouldn't even be there. I will take a picture of this chip, well, around this area, so you can get a better look. Maybe in the video it doesn't appear so great. Overall, other than that, the bike is pretty clean. Again, I'll show you the downside so you can see how hardly it was ridden. Here's the bottom of the bike. No road chips, nothing like that from rocks being spun into the down tube. Very, very clean. Okay. And I'll just be spinning through the gears real quick just so you can see it's functional. Of course, once it's in the box, either yourself, if you're capable of doing that, adjust the gears, adjust the brakes, little tweaks here and there, but everything should be adjusted. When you receive the bike, you should just tweak it a little bit just to make sure it's okay, nothing happened during shipping or anything like that, cable stretch or any of that stuff. One thing, the brake pads that the bike is included with the auction is just aluminum brake pads, just rubber, just standard brake pads. That's why I didn't stop the bike with the brake. I stopped it with my hand. Now, if the buyer doesn't go by the auction and does buy it now, there's a few things I will include for that person, which are right over here. Okay, you have a set for the front, set for the back, new Korg brake pads for the carbon wheels, which should be used. As you can see, $40 each. They're brand new, brand new. Again, the wheels, I didn't use them. This is what I was going to use, obviously. This is what you should be using. Didn't even get to that. It's winter, so I'm upgrading to a different bike. Reason why is size. Size didn't fit me so great. So, my loss. And here are the brake pads again. They're new. They will come in the package, not installed for you to install. And here's the bottle cage. Adelphia Q carbon bottle cage. Not a chip, not a scratch, not a crack, nothing like that. It's a nice cage, very light. And lastly, pedals. This will be up to you. A brand new light blue Shimano SPD pedals. They're new. They were not used, as you can see. They're new. You can either have these, brand new light blue color, or you can have these black used, I would say beat up black pedals. Still functional, they still work, clip in and out, no problem. They adjust just fine, nothing like that is rusty or corroded or anything like that. It's all fine, just beat up from the sides. So you get to choose from the blue, brand new, or the beat up black, still functional SPD Shimano pedals. And here are the cleats. They're still functional. They still hold. There's no extra wobble to them. I'm throwing that in just in case if you don't have your own, or if they're in the auction there for you. So you get pedals, cleats, the hardware as well, complete. You get a carbon bottle cage and 2 brand new sets of brake pads. Again, here's the bike. No cracks on the wheels, no cracks on the frame, on the fork, any of that stuff. Shifters, I don't think I showed you. They're very, very clean. Very, very clean. Please read the description in my ad. I'll be more detailed there into the condition, how many miles this have, and all that information. This is more for a visual. Alright, there you go. Start bidding.